Hello everyone. In this session, we'll be talking about the slicers in Power BI. A slicer in Power BI is an interactive visual control that allows the user to filter the data in other visuals based on a selected criteria. Slicers provide a user-friendly way to explore and analyze the data by enabling the users to dynamically adjust the filters and focus on specific subsets of data. Slicers typically appear as a list of unique values or categories from a selected field in the dataset. Users can click on these values to select or deselect them, instantly filtering the data displayed in the associated visuals accordingly. Slicers support single or multiple selection depending on the configuration, allowing the users to apply multiple filters simultaneously. One of the key advantages of the slicers is the ability to enhance the interactivity and flexibility in Power BI reports. Users can easily customize their data views by adjusting the slicer selection, enabling them to explore the different aspects of the data and gain the insights in real time. Slicers can be used in various types of visuals, such as charts, tables, and matrices, making them a versatile tool for data analysis and visualization. Additionally, slicers can be formatted and customized to match the visual style of the report or to meet the specific user preferences. Power BI provides option to customize the slicer appearance, including the layout, orientation, and styling of slicer elements. Overall, slicers are a powerful feature in Power BI that empowers the users to interactively explore and analyze the data, enabling them to make the data-driven decisions and derive meaningful insights from their reports. So let's go to the Power BI screen and see how can we create these slicers. To create a slicer, the first thing that we need to do is create any kind of visualization. Let's say I want to see what is the market-wise sales. So for that, I'll choose market from over here and I will select the sales from over here. Now it is showing me in the form of a table, so let's convert it into any different visualization. Let's say I'm trying to convert it into a pie chart. So I will click on pie chart after selecting this and it would convert this visual into pie chart. Now this is showing me all the markets which are in our data set. So there are a few markets in our data set: APAC region, EU, US, LATAM, EMEA, Africa, and Canada. Now I will just put it in focus mode first and I will show you all the markets that we have right now with the help of this legend. Now let's say that you want to filter it with the help of any market or you don't want to see any specific market. In that case, what we do is we use these filters. So if I just expand this filters and if I put market on the filters, so let me drag this market over here and I can add it to any filter, or we are already having this market in the filters for now. So what I'll do is I will just expand this only. And over here, let's say I don't want to see the values related to EU. In that case, I will select all and I will just untick this EU region. So I can see all the values except EU region. Now, let's say that I want to give the user this flexibility of choosing any value on their own. In that case, what should I do? Because whenever I'm filtering this data is being filtered on the basis of what I prefer to show the user. But I don't want to make this a case. I want the users to select their specific criteria themselves. In that case, what I can do is first I will just untick all so that it can show all the values. So in that case, what I need to do is I need to create a slicer. Now in this version of Power BI, I have these two options. First one is slicer. The second one is this new slicer. First, I'll show you what is this slicer. So I will click on slicer and this slicer would appear over here. Now, let's say that you want to filter any values and you want the users to give this privilege to filter any values according to their need. So you have to drag and drop that particular field over there. So first I will drag and drop this market over here and you can see that it is showing me all the market values that are in our data set. Now what I can do is I can select these values. So let's say I want to see what is the share of Africa only. So it is showing me the values related to Africa. Then I want to see the APAC region. I can select that as well. If I want to see two or more values, what I can do, I can press control and I can select these values. So it would then start showing me all the values and it would try to multi-select these values. This is the thing that happens whenever we are having the categorical data. Let's say I don't want to filter these values with the help of market only. I want to see it with the help of any category. So in that case, first I'll remove the market field from over here. Now let's say I'm dragging and dropping this categories over here. I want to see the market share of sales of furniture only. So here I can choose this furniture. So it is showing me the values related to furniture and you can see the pie chart is now changing. Again, I'll select office supplies only. Then I can select technology only, or maybe I can select two categories at once. So for that, I will press Control and I will select two values at once. So this is what happens whenever you are making any slicer. You are giving the user the privilege to select the values on their own. And based on these values, whatever charts and visualizations that you're making would be changing. So this was the thing whenever you are using any categorical data. Let's say if you are having any numerical data, in that case, what you can do. So let's say I'm again creating this slicer, and this time I'm taking the numerical data. So first I'll drag and drop the sales only over here. You can see it is showing me this particular value in the help with the help of slider. So here you can see what exactly is happening is this is showing me the values in terms of a slider whenever we are having any numeric value. So the way of showing it differentiates as it was showing in the categorical value. So with the help of these sliders, I can then set my minimum and maximum value. So let me just put it in focus for mode for now. You can see the new minimum value is over here. The maximum value is over here. So let's say I want to see the minimum value of 1800. So I will set the value of 1800 over here. And this would set my minimum value of the slider to 1800. And the maximum value I want to see is of 20,000. So I will put 20,000 over here. And you can see the slider has adjusted itself. And over here also you can see this pie chart has changed a bit. So again, if I just drag and drop the slider somewhere, you can see these values have been changing. Now this is also sales and this is also sales. So I don't want to keep the sales over here. Let's say I want to keep the quantities over here. So let me drag this quantities over here. Now I want to see that what is the sum of sales by each market based on the quantities that I'm selling. Let's say it should be between 1 to 7 quantities. So I can put the values of 1 to 7 over here. You can see this has changed a bit. As soon as I'm trying to change these values, you can see the market share is also trying to change a bit. So based on these values, you can try to create the slicer and it would be different in terms of categorical values and also the numeric values. So let's say if I again want to create this slicer for any categorical values. So I will put this slicer. I will put the values as these categories. And over here, I want to customize this particular slicer. So in that case, what you can do is you have this option of format your visuals. So you can go there. And the first thing I'm having is slicer settings. If I just expand it, you can see how is the slicer going to look like over here. These all options can be controlled with the help of the slicer settings. So the first part is the style. We have this vertical list over here. Then we have this tile over here. So if I select tile, you can see it is now showing me in the form of tile. So if I just click on this furniture tile, this would be then turned on into this dark region. And over here, I can see the values related to furniture. If I just want to see technology, I can select this technology. If I want to see both, again, I will select these both by pressing Control. So in this way, I can see this particular slicer in the form of the tile. Then the next option is of drop down. So if you have a limited amount of space and you want to see the values in terms of drop down, what you can do is you can select this drop down option from over here. And again, whenever you are using this drop down, so again, this list would appear in front of you so that you can choose these values. Then we have the selection option. So right now what exactly is happening is that I'm able to select the values one at a time. And if I want to select multiple values, I have to press Control and select these values. But what if I want to give the user the right only to select one value at a time? In that case, I have to go in this selection and over here I have this option of single select. So I can turn this on. So now I can only select one value at a time. It can be technology, office supplies, or furniture. Then again, if I just turn off this single select option, I'm having this option of multi-select with the help of control option. Let me turn this off and see how the values changed. So if I come over here again, you can see now this checkbox appear. So again, if I have to select multiple values, I don't have to press control. I have to just click on these values and it would check those values and it would show me the data related to it. So if you think that it is very complicated for the user to press control and then select all these values, and if you want to make this simple process for the user, what you can do is you can turn off this option of multi-select with control. Then I have this option of show select all. So let's say if you want to show the select all option over there, so you can just turn it on. And if you will come over here, you can see that first of all, let's say if you don't want to give the users right, select each value at a time, you can just give them the option of select all. So they can select all the values at once. Then we have this slicer header option. So right now over here, we have this title of category. So if you want to change it, you can change it from over here. You can change the size of it. So let me keep the size at 14. You can make it bold, you can make it italic, underline it, and also you can change the font color. Then we have the border options over here. So let's say if you want to apply any border on the top, left, bottom, or or the right, you can do it with the help of this. So I have just placed this border over here. Then after selecting it, again, you can go in the format your visuals and you can bring in other formatting options as well. Let's say if you want to put any kind of background, or if you want to change the color of the background, all can be controlled from this background option. And then if you go to the values option, you can control how these values would appear. Right now they are appearing in a small text. So over here, I can increase the text size. So this was all for the formatting option related to the slicer. If you want some more formatting options, what you can do is you can go in this slicer new option, and let me change this slicer to this new slicer option. So this would convert our old slicer into a new slicer option. And again, if I go to the format your visual option, now I am having multiple additional values of formatting over here. So you can see right now I have this shape option where I can control the shape of the slicer, and it is giving me the option to make it even a rounded rectangle. So if I just select on it, you can see this, the corners have been changed to the rounded rectangles. Then I have these callout values option where I can control the callout values. I can increase or decrease the transparency and control the alignment. So this was all for this session. If you are not able to see this new slicer option, you can update your Power BI version so that it would be available to you. I hope this session was clear to you. In the next session, we'll be talking about a different visual in Power BI. Thank you.